So she manages student clubs, and you're going to be hearing from students from some of those spaces as well. I hope you leave here tonight excited for everything that Goodman has to offer. And if you have questions, don't be afraid to ask. Chances are if you have a question, somebody else has a question, and somebody needs to ask a question, so you can be the person to ask the question. I also want to add that we have one of our student staff here from the Communications Engagement Office. She's also our Goodman ambassador that you're going to hear from later. She's going to be taking some photos for social media and marketing. So if you don't want your picture taken, just please kindly let her know that you don't want your picture used. So here's a brief look at what tonight's gonna look like. So we're gonna do a little icebreaker with your Business Students Association President, Aidan Walmsley. You're gonna hear the term BSA a lot, so that's what that means, Business Students Association. Then you're going to hear from Laura Lane, our manager in Learning Services, go over BU 101 and the requirements for you as a Goodman student, as well as some study and time management tips to help you with your time and starting off with Goodman. Get involved with Goodman is where you will hear from your fellow peers. So you can see there's a couple of things happening there. You'll meet one of your JDCC co-captains, Noah, and he's going to let you know everything about what JDCC is, how to get involved, and what this great experience is for you as Goodman students. You're going to hear from Aidan again as well. He's going to let you know about all the clubs and opportunities that Goodman has for you. And then you're going to meet Kristen, one of our Goodman ambassadors, and you're going to hear about a little bit what life of a Goodman student looks like. And then Yarnine is one of our brand new alums. She's going to share her experiences of what it was like for her as a Goodman student. She just graduated as an undergraduate student, is doing her MBA here right now. So you're going to learn from her what she learned. She's going to share that, what she wished she knew, and what advice she has to share with you to help you succeed. And then we'll wrap up the evening, and I'll note if you signed up for a campus tour when you registered, just stick around in here as everyone else leaves, and then your tour guides will be here and we'll get you off on your tour. So now I'd like to introduce you to your BSA President, Aidan.
Thank you. It's good to see everyone. You got really good turnout today. I'm really happy I could be here. And my name is Aidan Walmsley. I'm the president of the Goodman Business Students Association. You're going to hear that term, just as Melissa said, quite a few times. And right now you might not know what the BSA is, but I promise you by the end of this presentation and the end of this orientation, you're going to have an opportunity to potentially get involved, learn so much more, and understand why it's important to network within the Goodman Business Students Association. So today, there's so many things I'm going to be able to tell you and talk to you about, but I think it's important that we get to know one another and we're able to network first. So one of the things I remember from my time in first year at Goodman was, you're going to say, oh, this is my name. My name is Aidan Walmsley. I'm in the business administration program. This is, maybe this is where I'm from. So I want to take an opportunity for us to turn to one another, maybe someone that you haven't came with or sat next to, someone that you haven't met yet. I want you to shake hands or give them a wave, whatever you're most comfortable with, and say, this is my name, this is my program, and this is my hometown. This is something you're going to be doing a lot. So let's take a couple minutes to do that with someone that you haven't met yet. you, thank you. So I hope you had an opportunity to meet someone, maybe shake hands, give a hello to someone that you haven't met yet. Now, this is something that's very, very important that you're going to learn, especially as you get further into your undergraduate career at Goodman, is the importance of networking, the importance of connection, and the importance of collaboration. Now, these are all things that I'm excited to talk more about in the BSA, but for now, I still think we need to get to know each other. We're still a little quiet, so I think we need to raise the volume a little bit. Out of curiosity, out of everyone here, who here has been a camp counselor who's been to camp before? No shame, no shame. Okay, we got a couple people here. I myself used to be a bit of a camp kid. Now, we have this thing at Brock University in the Goodman Business Students Association under our umbrella organizations. We have almost like a business Olympics called JDC. Now, I'm going to leave that to Noah because he's going to tell you so much more about that. But under JDC, we have these chants. Now, these chants are kind of to rile everyone up, to show that we're, united as Goodman. So I want to see if we can kind of have a bit of a competition amongst ourselves today. I want to hear everyone in this room practice the chants with me today. I'm a little bit rusty with them myself, so I think we're going to need to do a little bit of a practice. So I'm going to say the chants a couple times, and then I want everyone to repeat after me, all right? Here we go. First one. Who's in the house? Goodman's in the house. Who runs the house? Goodman runs the house. Goodman, Goodman. Now, don't let me do this alone here. Let's try one more time together, all right? Ready? Let's go. Who's in the house? Goodman's in the house. Who runs the house? Goodman runs the house. Goodman, Goodman. All right, not bad. Not bad, not bad. I think we could have a little bit of improvement. I'm going to call up our JDC co-captain to give us the other chant that we're going to be practicing today. Noah, come on up for a second.
All right, everyone. So I'm going to go through the second chant we have here. So here it is. JDC is hot to go. HOTTOGO. Are you ready to go? Are you ready to go?
Let's give that one a practice.
All right. JDC is hot to go. HOTTOGO. Are you ready to go? Are you hot to go? Are you hot to go?
There we go. Let's do that one more time together. We're a little quiet on that one. You ready? 3, 2, 1. JDC is hot to go. HOTTOGO. Are you hot to go? Are you hot to go? All right, hold on. We're going to do it one more time. You ready? All right, you ready? We got to get this one down because we're going to do a quick competition afterwards. 3, 2, 1. JDC is hot to go. HOTTOGO. Are you hot to go? Are you hot to go? All right, not bad. That was a little bit better. So what we're going to do is I want to have a little bit of a competition in this room here. We're going to split the room right here, right in half here. So we're going to have our left side and we're going to have our right side. So what we're going to do is on our left side, so right over here, we're going to do our Goodman chant. That's the first chant that we did together. And on our right side, we're going to do our JDC chant that we just did together. Now, our goal is to see who can chant the best out of the two chants and who can do it louder and who can be the most, intimidating and hyped up. All right, so Noah's going to go over to the right side. I'm gonna walk us through the one on the left side. All right, left side team here. Let's show the right side what we got. Are you ready? Who's in the house? Goodman's in the house. Who runs the house? Goodman runs the house. Goodman, Goodman. Let's do it one more time. Who's in the house? Goodman's in the house. Who runs the house? Goodman runs the house. Goodman, Goodman. All right, Noah, take it away.
JDC is hot to go. HOTTOGO. Are you hot to go? Are you hot to go? Okay? That's what the newcomer. Are we ready? Okay. JDC is hot to go. HOTTOGO. Are you hot to go? Are you hot to go? Okay? Can we get it one shot?
Right side, let's step it up over there. What's happening? All right, let's give it one shot. Are you ready? Right side. I'm expecting big things here. We've got this. Are we ready? Yeah. Noah, take it away. Right side. 3, 2, 1.
ABC is hot to go. H-O-T-T-O-T-O. Are you hot to go? Are you hot to go?
All right, we're going to do one final round. This is the final showdown. I'm expecting big things here. My left side team, are we ready?
Yes!
Yeah, come on, let's go, let's go. Who's in the house?
Good in the house!
Who in the house?
Good in the house!
Good.
Good.
Ah, very good, very good. All right, right side, big things, big things.
ABC is hot to go. H-O-T-T-O-T-O. Are you hot to go? Are you hot to go?
All right, thank you very much. Left side and right side. I'm not going to lie. I think left side might have won this one, but right side will give it a little bit more practice. I expect to see you out at JDC. But thank you, Noah. Perfect. So, there's so many people here today, and I wanted to get to know so many of you, especially as we're going to be working together in the future, maybe if you join the BSA. So I had a couple questions for you. Personally, I was a little nervous coming in for today, never done a presentation like this. So I'm walking in and I'm thinking, okay, I got to listen to some hype music. I got to relax myself. So I put on, naturally, 22 by Taylor Swift. Really calms me down. So my question for you, and I want you to turn to someone, maybe it's that same person you spoke to before, maybe it's someone you haven't met yet, and just ask that person, if you had a hype song, if you had a song to really calm you down right before a big presentation, what would that be? So turn to the person now and ask them that question. Let's bring her back in. Let's bring her back in. I'm excited to see some of these responses here.
I tell you, that's going to work.
There we go. All right, so I want to see some hands here. I'm actually excited myself. What are some of the answers that we got? So raise your hand. Maybe you can tell me what your partner's response was. You don't want to out them here, but let's see some hands. Don't be nervous. Mr. in the red shirt there, not to call you out, but I think you want to tell me an answer here. Sorry? Nothing? Okay. Maybe a Taylor Swift fan himself too. No nerves there. Yes, in the black shirt. Sorry Not Sorry by Demi Lovato. Okay, we got a couple Demi Lovato fans here. Yes, you sir.
Sharpo by Annalie.
By Annalie?
Yeah.
Right on. I can't say I know it by myself, but maybe you'll have to expand my music taste. Let's get a couple other ones here. Come on, don't be shy. I know we all listen to music here. Maybe you're more of a TikTok music type person. No shame. Noah, what's your favorite song?
Fight song.
Fight song by?
I don't actually know.
Okay. Right on. Well, nothing wrong with that. Maybe a bit of Alicia Keys will calm everyone down. But all right, so my next question for everyone, as we're still continuing to get to know everyone, is if we had one item on our bucket list and we had to do it tomorrow, what would that be? So turn to your partner again, ask them that question, and let's find out. excited to see some of these responses now. Number one bucket list item. To break the ice here, I'll tell you what mine is. I really want to go skydiving at some point. So if anyone wants to come with me, let me know afterwards. But let's see some hands. Don't be shy. Let's see here. Yes, you in the back.
I would get a brand new lift Chevy Silverado.
Brand new Chevy Silverado. All right. All right. Nice little truck. Very nice. Very nice. All right. Noah, what would yours be? I keep picking on Noah here.
Mine was I want to just drive a McLaren.
Drive a McLaren. Okay. We got some car people here. I love to see it. Very good. Very good. Yes, you, sir.
Go to the beaches in Miami.
Go to the beaches in Miami.
Yeah.
That sounds like a fun time. I'm not gonna lie. You're gonna have to bring me with you, all right? Yes.
Publish my book.
Publish your book? Oh, maybe we got a writer here, eh? We'll have to see where we can get you involved in the BSA. And yes, you in the back. Trip to Dubai. Dubai looks amazing. I can't lie. Bora Bora, right on. So I had one more question for you, and this will be my last question. Let's just see a raise of hands on this one. Who here is excited for their time at Goodman? This is a trick question because I'm expecting to see everyone's hand. Right on. Well, thank you very much, everyone. That was my icebreaker, but I'm excited to talk to you more about the BSA, and I'm now going to pass it off. So thank you.
Right, so next up, please help me welcome Laura Lane, the manager of Learning Services.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much. I don't have a chance or a fun icebreaker, so that's a tough act to follow, but I'm so happy to be here with you all at Goodman. My name is Laura. I'm manager for Learning Services. So I'm just show of hands, how many of you have heard of Learning Services? Okay, a couple, so better than none. So I want to ask you, what are you most concerned about transitioning to Brock University? Yeah.
Time management.
Time management, nice. What else? Yes.
Finding my classes.
Yeah.
Finding your class. Yep. We can help you with that, but there are also many services that can. What else maybe has you a little bit nervous? What about in your coursework? So maybe not managing your time. What else? Yep. Exams, yeah, that definitely had me most nervous going in to write, oh my gosh, an exam in a massive gymnasium. That really had me super nervous. So I just want to let you know that Learning Services is here basically to help you out with any academic related support in your courses. So we have a number of different services available to help you kind of get through your first year university and beyond academically. So if you're worried about time management, your exams, maybe you want to improve your note taking, maybe you have to write an essay, you've never done that before, you don't know where to start. Those are all things that we can help you out with. So I always tell students, your prof is a really good person to go to, as is your TA. But if your question doesn't quite seem fitting for them, you can always come see us. We have a number of services that can help support you. So we have, what you'll find, all of our services are promoted on Experience BU. I'm going to show you very quickly the page for that of where you'll find this. So if you leave here wondering, where do I go, what do I do? You can find us on Experience BU. You can find us on our Brock website just by searching for Learning Services. So we have workshops. Those are housed online and in person in the library. They cover many topics, including academic integrity, time management, essay writing, exam prep, note-taking, strategic reading, basically anything you can pretty well imagine that's going to help you with your academic skills to improve in your courses. We have tutoring, which runs one-on-one. That one is offered for a fee of $25 per session. We have group academic support, so that is formally referred to as our academic support drop-in. We have specific hours dedicated to Goodman support. That's run by an upper year Goodman student who's achieved more than 82% in their courses that they're supporting. It's first come, first serve. You stop in with your question and someone will be there to help you out. That takes place in our office in the Student Success Center, and that's just off the market. So you go downstairs, and on the left-hand side, when you go down the stairs, you'll see Student Success Center, and that's where we're all located. We also have non-credit courses. So we have our STEP program, our BOOST program, and our bridging program, and these courses are all designed to help students improve their academic skills to be more successful at Brock University. And finally, our targeted support. So we have additional offerings and supports for students who come from equity deserving groups. So that includes BIPOC, LGBTQ2S+, first generation, students with disabilities, and mature students. If you align with one of those demographic categories, then we would have opportunities for one-to-one consultations and free tutoring, in addition to some other programs and supports. But nonetheless, come see us and we probably have something for you. So how many of you seen Experience BU? Okay, by the end of your first week, hopefully all of you will have been on Experience BU, because this is where you go to find all the different activities to get involved with on campus. And I'm sure at some point you'll hear a little bit about the CWC, or the campus-wide curriculum. And in that you can find all different ways to get involved in your year here at Brock. So I'm just gonna click on the link to show you what that looks like. No, thank you, don't wanna sing. And if you just search for learning services, you can find our information, and you can sign up for our workshops on here. Okay, so what you see, here we go. All right, and just by clicking on events, you'll see, whoop, gotta search again. There we go. And here's all learning services events. Okay, one of the things you'll see on here, and that's what I'm going to talk to you about in a little bit more detail, is BU 101. And to sign up for the workshops for BU 101, and specifically Goodman, you'll find them on our website, along with many other offerings and services, and this is going to be filled up as the week continues with more and more events. So on Experience BU, you find our workshops. These are delivered online and in person. They're in a classroom setting. They're often led by peers and professional staff, depending on the topic area, and they're going to cover a wide range of learning skills. So I always tell students, come to those workshops if you aren't quite sure exactly what you need help with, but just want to improve your academic skills. That's a really great place to start. Then we have our academic support that, again, is run down in the Student Success Center, and specifically we have Goodman support for accounting, finance, statistics, and economics. So if you just need a little extra help, maybe you're working on an assignment, would like a little extra guidance, we can help you out with that. Our tutoring, these are pre-scheduled, they're bookable, they're at a rate of $25 an hour, but again, free tutoring is available for some student groups. And our targeted supports offered towards, in addition to the traditionally marginalized populations and equity deserving groups, we also have additional programming for athletics and if you're a transfer student. So I always recommend you'll reach out and ask, hey, what can learning services do for you? And we'll get back to you with whatever that may be. So I'm here to talk to you in a little bit more detail about BU 101. Has anybody heard of BU 101? Yes, what do you know about it? What is it? Yes?
It tries to get you out to events and learn more things about the school outside of just academics.
Close. Experience BU, that's what that one does. But BU 101 as a program. Yes?
I think it's like an online African course, so there's have like notes taking and like course notes like that.
You got it. So you may have seen this through Smart Start if you attended. You may have seen this through New Student Welcome. Some of you may have already completed it. I know a ton of Goodman students have. Our workshops have been quite full, and that is awesome. So BU 101 is our asynchronous academic skills course. It is designed for incoming students to prepare them with what they need to know to really get a firm start here at Brock University. It's currently housed in Sakai. It's not desirable to be housed in Sakai right now when we are moving over to Brightspace, but due to the current technical limitations of Brightspace, we are just sticking with Sakai. That doesn't mean Brightspace isn't included in this. We do have conversation in the tech skills workshop around how does Sakai translate over to Brightspace. That being said, this workshop series or this course is more than just on the tech support. It also covers, your academic like study strategies and note taking and all those other skills. In Goodman specifically, because this is tailored by faculty, you may have signed up in other courses that you're in, or you may see it in some of your electives as mandatory, but in Goodman specifically, we're covering tech skills, academic integrity, and then we also have optional lessons. Included in tech skills is how to navigate Brock University's tech resources, including different LMS systems, how to leverage on-hand tech for scheduling and productivity. We cover academic integrity, which is really, really important. If you are unfamiliar with, just remember you, the student, are responsible for knowing what constitutes academic misconduct. So this helps you get familiar with what that may be. Covers what is academic integrity, what do you need to know, how can you find out more, and a piece on how to write with academic integrity. Included in that is also your optional lessons, which is time management, note-taking, exams, writing, research, math, and statistics. Now, specifically for Goodman, you complete your asynchronous pieces, which are the tech skills and academic integrity, with an additional workshop that's offered online called Writing with Integrity for Goodman students. So you will find that on Experience BU. There's information on how to access it. On BU 101. And if you complete all of these, so your entire BU 101, your modules and that workshop through Experience BU, you may be eligible for some fun incentives. So one is that we have the Metello Scribbletang Transition Award. That's $1,000. That you would be entered into a draw to win. And there are also a number of Goodman courses that have BU 101 as a course requirement or an assignment in their course. And that would include, most specifically, the Management 1P96, that is mandatory for all students to complete. So I recommend you get a head start, get it done, and boom, there's your couple of percentages in your class, done before you even step foot in your lecture hall. So how do you sign up? You want to get started on BU 101. So I have a little QR code, but I recognize that this lecture hall has that up a little too high to scan, but I don't know if you can like take a picture of it and click on it. Maybe let me know if it works out for you. But I can also share the link. Any success? Yes. That's good news. So sign up today. We have really good feedback on it. Students who have completed it, we've heard BU 101 was not only helpful as an incoming student, it also got me more than 100 times more excited to start the year. And they just recommend it. It increased student sense of preparedness for 86% of participants on BU 101. So it's pretty substantial. We have seen a difference. And we look forward to having you complete that and being in our workshops and seeing you through our many other services in learning services. So I have a little bit more information there for you. If you want to get in touch with us, you can visit our website at procu.ca/student-life-success/learning services. Again, we're located in the Student Success Center, which is in Thistle 129. So go down those market stairs, we're just on the left-hand side. And then there's our other social media information and email address. I always tell students, just stop in. If you are in that moment of panic where you're saying, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do, I'm really stressed about X, Y, or Z in my courses, just come see us. We'll help you out. Even if it's not in our wheelhouse, we'll connect you with whoever covers that area. All right, sometimes it might be advising, we'll walk you up to advising and get you connected there. Or sometimes we'll just sit down, like in that moment, even if it's outside of what we have posted for hours, and be like, you know what, I've got a couple of minutes, I'm gonna help you out. Let's sit down, what are you working on and how can I help you? And we'll figure it out. So I do say all students just come on down, stop by, say hello, get to know our space, and I hope you make good use of it so that you can do even more amazing than I know you already will. So thank you so much.
Does anyone have any questions for Laura before she leaves? Okay, I'm also going to note, I've noticed some people getting up and leaving. I just want to say you did sign up for this evening. A lot of people have put a lot of hard work into this evening. It's here for you. So I ask that you please stay until the end. So next up, you can meet one half of your JDCC captains, Noah Van Baal.
Hi everyone, I'm back. Okay, so I'm going to walk through what Goodman JDCC is. But first I'll introduce myself as well as virtually introduce my co-captain. So my co-captain is Angela Lee. She's a 5th year BBA co-op student. She unfortunately couldn't be here today, but she just wanted everyone to know that she's really excited about this upcoming JDCC year and she hopes to see a lot of you come out to the tryouts. And then I'll introduce myself. So my name is Noah Van Baal. I'm in 4th year of the BBA co-op program and I am concentrating in operations management. So now that you know a little bit about myself and my co-captain, you're probably wondering, what is JDCC, right? I threw this acronym at you and you're probably like, what is that, right? So JDCC stands for Jukes du Commerce Central, commerce or business. So it's basically, translated from French, is the game of business. And the central part refers to central Canada and a bit of eastern Canada. So this is a massive academic competition that has about 700 student delegates each year, competing from schools all around central and eastern Canada. It's a one-of-a-kind event that's comprised of many different categories. So some categories include academic cases, debate, sports, socials, as well as philanthropy. So philanthropy in the sense of charity consulting project, really just giving back to our local community through our competition efforts. And the competition weekend takes place in January, and I'll get a little bit into where that will be and how that will go. So I talked about several categories, and one of these categories is academic. So quick show of hands, who here has ever done DECA in high school? Okay, I like the show of hands. So you've had some experience doing like academic case studies before. So the academic teams, this is very similar to DECA. There's 8 categories. You can see them all up there. So accounting all the way to international business. This is a really good opportunity if you want to further develop your case analysis skills, your critical thinking skills. And those are just some of the categories. But I mentioned there's more. So there's actually debate. Debate's great if you did debate in, say, high school. This is a really good opportunity to get involved. If you feel like you're not as strong in the business knowledge side of things, but you feel like you're strong in, say, something like debate, this is a great opportunity for first-year Goodman students. We have social. So social is very much drama. This is great for people who maybe did drama in high school. We're looking for people who aren't afraid to maybe dress up and play a character. And then we also have sports and esports. So this is what makes JDCC so unique from, say, something like Goodman DECA, or DECA, I mean. Basically, we compete in all these categories. So show of hand, who here has ever played soccer? Okay, there, I was expecting a lot of hands for that one. So that's good to know, because the sport this year for Goodman JDCC will be indoor soccer. So we're going to look to put together a team of 6 individuals, and a handful of them will play in the soccer. But there's also an esport category. So the esport this year is Apex Legends. This is a first-person shooter game. I will give a disclaimer, this is subject to change by the host organization, but for now it is Apex Legends. So if this is a game you played or you just like gaming all around, we are going to look for delegates who play games. And what's better than playing games while you're off at university? I'm sure most of the parents might not agree with me on that, but it's a great opportunity. So now I'm going to break into some technical sides of JDCC and really what the competition looks like. So this right here is the competition scoring breakdown. So imagine the Olympic Games, right? You have countries from all around the world. They come and compete in several sport categories. From there, there's medals for each category. And then overall, there's a total medal count for each country. And the country with the most medals overall is really deemed the country that performed the best. So JDCC is very similar in the sense that you have, instead of countries, you have all these schools from around Central and Eastern Canada. They're competing in the various categories that I showed you previously. And within those categories, there's the first, second, and third place finishers. And then from there, overall, that goes into our total score. And all the schools are competing for something called School of the Year. And so those are all the categories and how it basically contributes to the overall score of School of the Year. So now that you learned a little bit about Goodman JDCC, I want to get into a little bit of a timeline. So what you can expect this year. So the second week of September, we're going to be doing our fall tryouts. So there's still a great opportunity for students, first year Goodman students, to get involved with the team. From there, from about the end of September to January, we're going to be doing practice. So there'll be lots of mocks every, say, Sunday outside of your study period. So you have the ability to commit to those. And really practice makes perfect. And then lastly, we have the competition, which will be from January 20th to 23rd. And that's the competition week, which will be in person. It's the first time in person since in 2 years, actually. So we're really excited about that. Here I have a little bit of delegate expectations. So this is just really in terms of transparency so that you know what's expected of you as a delegate if you choose to get involved. So the first thing is attending the weekly delegation meeting. This is a meeting where we go over details about what we're going to do for our charity consulting project, how we're going to raise charity dollars. We go over chants, right? We've learned today that rehearsing chants is very important. And then we also go over things like what our dance team video is going to look like, which encompasses a dance and a really cool theme. We also have the mocks every Sunday. So again, practice makes perfect. And we really expect delegates, if you're on the team, go to your mandatory practices and making sure that you're all trained up for the competition weekend in January. We also expect the delegates will get involved in the volunteering aspect and charity dollar raising. And lastly, we're going to have some really cool team socials planned. They're really based around helping students develop relationships with their fellow peers, while at the same time just giving you something fun to do. And JDCC is, if you ask anyone, they'll tell you that JDCC is a really great experience to get involved in. And for you coming into getting involved in Goodman, it's a great opportunity for you to get involved right off the bat. So here's some more points about why join as a delegate. So the first thing is getting involved in Goodman. You all taken the step to be here, which is really great. So I'm going to encourage you to take the next step and get involved in Goodman by trying to join the Goodman JDCC team. In addition to this, there's a lot of transferable skills that you develop by being a delegate. So things like your critical thinking skills, your analysis skills, as well as your presentation skills. So these are all skills that you'll develop by being a delegate in JDCC, and that transfers into your classroom studies as well as into your future jobs. You'll get some awesome JDCC swag. So we usually make sure that the delegates have everything from bags to jackets, to hoodies, to scarves. So you're going to be looking great heading into competition weekend. You'll also get to travel with the whole delegation to Ottawa, Ontario. So JDCC is in person. It is going to be hosted in Ottawa, Ontario this year. We're really excited about that. So you'll have the opportunity to travel on a coach bus, hang out in the hotel with your fellow peers, as well as spend time with other schools within Ontario. And lastly, you get to make new friends. There's actually a JDCC chant that is like, we are all best friends, we are all best friends. And I think that rings really true for being part of the JCC Goodman delegation, because you get the chance to make new friends and probably make some best friends as well. And then the final point here is you get the chance to help your university win School of the Year, which, as I've spoken about, is that's the big goal overall that we're trying to achieve as a school. And so the next slide actually encompasses that. So this slide right here, I wanted to show off, actually shows all the all the JDCC School of the Year title wins. Now you'll see from 2010 to 2016, Wilfrid Laurier has definitely been a beast as far as the title wins go. And I'm sure a lot of you doing your business school research, you know Laurier, you know, they have a fairly good program for business, and it's not surprising that they've had a lot of wins. But I don't want to talk about Laurier. That's not the focus of what this slide is. This focus is what school broke their streak, right? And that's Goodman JDCC. That's Brock University. And not only did we break their streak, but we also had back-to-back wins. 2018 JDCC was canceled due to bad weather. So technically speaking, from 2017 and 2019, Goodman JDC took the School of the Year wins. In 2020, Wilfrid Laurier took back their podium. But I will mention that Goodman JDCC came second overall in 2020, and we actually did host the JDCC competition here in Niagara in 2020, which is a really big deal. And then COVID hit. So in 2021 and 2022, JDCC was online. And I put a little disclaimer there that in 2022, we actually didn't have a delegation. Unfortunately, we weren't able to put one together, which, you know, we don't know what could have happened that year. So that brings us to 2023, the present year. And, you know, it brings me on to the next question. Like, I ask all of you, what's it going to be, Goodman, right? Do you want to be a part of a team that's going to go for School of the Year this year? Included the nice trophy that you might be able to hoist if we win it. But really, that's my point to you, to ask you to get involved, be a delegate, get involved with Goodman. And if you're interested in joining Goodman JDCC, feel free to follow me on LinkedIn at Noah Van Bell. Also feel free to follow JDCC on Instagram at Goodman JDCC. And then from there, you can get access to the delegate application where you can sign up and we can get you in a tryout. But that's all from me. Thank you for listening. If there's any questions, I can take a few on.
Can I ask, does everyone know what, like, when you were talking about things about case competitions, does everybody know what a mock is? Is anybody wondering what a mock is?
All right, so a mock is basically a practice run through of a case. And so a case, we get these cases from the Ivy School of Business. They provide a bunch of cases for other schools to use. And so really what we do for JDCC specifically is we have 3-hour resolutions. 3 hours is basically where teams of 3 will be in isolation. They'll read through the case with each other, and then they'll put together a presentation to present to judges. So really the mock is all about analyzing a case, coming up with ideas to solve the case's problem, and then from there you're competing with other students and presenting to the judges your case findings.
Does anybody wonder what the benefits of joining a case competition team are? Okay, we get more names.
Do you have a specific question, or are you just curious?
Just something. Okay, so it's like almost like consulting work, sort of?
Sorry.
Cases, like consulting work?
Yeah, it's a little like consulting work. So, so we actually do have a consulting charity project that we have to work on. So that project's going to be with, I believe, the Blood Association for Canada. So they're actually a non-for-profit that we're actually going to have to consult on some ideas for them. There's still details to come out for that, but that will be really consulting focused. And then just to answer your question overall, case studies, case analysis are very similar to consulting in the sense that you're coming in, you're understanding the business, and then you're coming up with solutions for that business and presenting them to the company. The benefits overall of case studies is you develop these analytical skills. Sometimes there's data involved, and understanding data in the corporate world is really important as well. And overall, you can develop your presentation skills.
One more question. Yeah. So how many delegates do you guys take in every year? Like, is it like a total number for all years? And first year, is it like a certain number? I guess that's the thing.
Yeah, so overall, we take around 45 delegates, and that's scattered throughout the categories. And we take everyone for all years. So you'll be probably, if you're on an academic competition or any real category, you'll have the opportunity to be placed with more senior students, and really they'll help mentor you, develop your skills. So, but we see students from everywhere from first year to fifth year on the team.
What do you mean by academic?
Academics. So
academic competition?
yes, the academic competition, that's the case studies. So that's basically like the accounting, international business, marketing. There's all those various focuses.
Thank you.
Yeah. But if there's no more questions, I just want to see a show of hand. Who here is considering potentially trying out for Goodman JDCC? Okay, I like to see that. I really like to see that. But that's all for me. If there's no more questions.
Just say, if you have any questions about case competitions, now's a perfect opportunity to ask. So we're going to come up a lot with Goodman. I'm not just saying that because I manage a lot of the case competitions and we'll be looking to recruit. But if you're new to case competitions, if you don't understand what they are, now is a perfect opportunity here to ask any questions that you might have.
So how important would you say debate skills would be case competition?
Sorry, I missed the first one.
Yeah. So how important do you say debate skills would be at a case competition?
Yeah, so I think so we do have a debate category specifically, but as far as debate skills go, they do translate quite well into case competitions. Being able to analyze findings, facts from a case is very similar to analyzing facts from, say, like a political or economic issue. And those do translate well. And then the ability to speak confidently, to be concise about your points, that always translates quite well into a case competition.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to, so the case competition, everything is just one section of JDCC as part of the whole school of the year thing. How does the membership and involvement work through the other sections that aren't doing the case competition?
So by membership, what do you mean exactly?
Well, it's like people that are in, is it specifically people that are in JDCC that are incorporating those things, or is it just if the people on bronze, like varsity soccer team win, that gives you points for school of the year?
Yeah, so essentially, to answer your question, we're a team overall. So regardless if you're, say, in the case competitions, which is academics category, or debate, socials, or sports, overall, your contribution will contribute overall to school of the year title. So every category, how each team does in that for our school will contribute to how we do overall. And so that's what I really like about Goodman JDCC is that, you know, every contribution has an impact on the team, and everyone is able to put in their impact and their personal touch into it. Yeah.
So can one person try out for more than one team, so like debate and case competition?
Yeah. So you get to pick a preference of two things. It doesn't have to be in the same category. So like you said, if you want to compete in debate, try out for debate, but also try out for sports, you can definitely do so. And how we have it set up is that tryouts for different categories are on different days, so you're able to commit. Yeah.
So what year did you say you were in again? Just fourth year?
Yeah, fourth year.
So you've done the JDCC like all throughout Goodman that you've been here.
Yeah, so that's a good question. I actually haven't done Goodman JDCC before. Reason being is that I got involved heavily in some other clubs here at the school. And what happened last year was we were having a really hard time putting together a delegation. I mentioned that we didn't compete, and we couldn't find co-captains. So myself and Angela, we actually decided as student leaders to step up and take on the position. So me and her, we've been going through quite a lot of learning experiences, same way as you guys are learning about JCC now. But I have spoken to a lot of people who have been in JCC before. They really enjoyed the experience. And we are going to hold a mixer event sometime in September. So that will be on Experience BU, where we'll actually have a few godparents. And godparents are basically people who are JDCC alumni who've already competed. And we'll have them actually come in and share their opinions so that students can have a better idea of what it's like to compete.
And when are the trials?
So the tryouts will be throughout September. They'll be on the weekends. So I believe the social and debate tryouts will be on the 10th and 11th of September. And then the following Saturday, Sunday, that will be our academic tryouts. And then we're in the process right now of scheduling the sport and e-sport tryouts. I don't see any more hands, so I think that's all good. But I was just wondering, can we get maybe send a link to them after to the application specifically?
Yeah, if you send it to me, I can send it.
Yeah, so what I'll do is I'll provide you guys with a link. I'll provide it to you, and then we'll get that out to you. So if you are interested in filling out the application, I saw a show of hands. A lot of people are interested in trying out, so that's how we'll get to you. Make sure that you got your spot.
I'll note this is a really good way to start getting involved with Goodman. The team not existing last year had nothing to do with it not being a fun and great experience. It was mostly to do with everything was virtual and people were tired of virtual. And I'll also say I'm a Laurier alum, but I will be very happy to see Goodman take the cup again this year. Oh, we are frozen. All right, please welcome back Eden.
Well, thank you, everybody. I'm back here again. No chance this time around. Maybe we'll have to save it for the end, though. As I mentioned again, my name is Aiden Wamsley. I'm the president of the Goodman Business Students Association. I'm sure you've heard the BSA, Goodman Business Students Association. Maybe you've seen it online. And I'm sure you're a little bit curious as to what it is. So this is going to be our opportunity to discuss what the BSA is and talk about the broader range as well of clubs and really how you can get involved, how you can make your mark within Goodman, and how you can build out your resume and make those networking connections. So what is the BSA? What we like to use our tagline is providing Goodman students with unforgettable experiences. And I think that really rings true as to what we're able to offer. I want you to imagine BSA as the umbrella organization that encompasses all of our very special and very unique clubs underneath. So whether you're into marketing, whether you're into accounting, whether you're into finance, whatever it may be, this is going to be your opportunity to get involved and really make your mark. So out of curiosity here, who maybe participated in a student club in their high school? Maybe they were on kind of like a student council or something like that. Just want to see a show of hands just to kind of gauge the interest. Okay, so we've got quite a few student leaders already. I want to see how we can transition you maybe to the BSA and get you involved. One thing before we move on, and I tell you a little bit more, I want to say why the BSA is so special to me, and why I think it's so important that we're having this conversation today, and you get to learn more about the BSA. When I first joined Brock University, I actually wasn't in Goodman. I was in the computer science program. Now, that program was great, and I learned so many amazing things there. However, for me personally, there was one thing that was missing, and it was that ability to connect. It was that ability to lead with other students, really in that formal fashion and be able to participate in communal events. Now, when I saw that there was the BSA, I thought, you know what, this is something I need to get involved in. And I eventually made my transition to the Bachelor of Business Administration and concentrating in information systems. So this is why I think it's so important that everyone here is able to learn so much more about the BSA today and what that could mean for your undergraduate career. So let's talk about this a little bit more. We're your outlet for meaningful business connection, experiential learning, and academic growth. So throughout your courses, you are going to learn a whole plethora of different topics within business. We say business so casually, but there's so many specific areas that we can get granular upon, whether that be marketing, accounting, finance, maybe you're into data analytics, whatever it may be, consulting. We need to be able to target each and every single one of those sectors of business, and we want to make sure that you're able to specialize your undergraduate career and really make your experience special. So with this opportunity, each and every single one of our 9 unique organizations under the BSA offer opportunities to network with your peers, network with industry professionals, network with alumni, and really provide that advice as to how you're able to carry forward your academic career, just your general experience within Goodman, and then also how you're able to tailor your resume to ensure that you're able to offer a very positive experience for whichever employer that you look for in the future. Now, we also offer academic assistance. Now, this isn't in the traditional tutoring sense. You're not going to come to the BSA and sit down with us. However, we do have an opportunity for you to come out and have conversations about some of those courses that you may be having. What areas are you working on right now? How can we maybe tailor your skills to something in the BSA in one of our clubs? For example, say you're into accounting, maybe we're able to connect you with someone, a part of the CPA, or maybe we're able to get you involved with the Data Analytics Students Association, and we're able to provide you with skills or experiences from upper year students that have already went through those courses to help you work through what you're going through right now, and make sure that you're having the best possible experience in your courses, but also from an external standpoint as well. Now, specialization growth. One of my favorite things about Goodman itself is that when you go into your business degree, you have the opportunity to do a specialization. Now, what this means is that you're not just going for your Bachelor of Business Administration. You're able to go for your Bachelor of Business Administration with a specialization in finance, in information systems, in accounting, whatever it may be, and you're really able to tailor your skills. So the nice thing about the BSA is effectively we're able to offer you a club to kind of mentor you through that opportunity. We're able to work with those upper year students and ensure that you're having the best possible experience. So I keep saying about all these different clubs. What are these clubs? I've said the BSA probably about 47 times now. I might talk your ear off with that acronym, but I want to tell you about each and every single one of our unique organizations. So we have marketing, accounting, we have Goodman DECA. So this is kind of like the evolution of what you can imagine DECA was in high school, and we're currently rebranding to Goodman ACE. We have JDC, which Noah kindly gave a very nice explanation about. We have our Goodman WIB organization, which is Women in Business. We have Goodman DASA, our analytics organization. We have GCA, which is consulting. And then we have BFIG and Brock Innovation Group, which is finance and entrepreneurship. So this is our opportunity for you to really find out which club maybe matches you. Maybe there's a couple clubs, and see where can we get you involved, which events can we get you out to, and how can you really garner your first week experience here at Brock University, but also make sure that you're able to make those connections that are going to last throughout the year and beyond. Out of curiosity, I'm going to keep coming to the crowd here just because I really want to see how interested we are and which ways I can get you involved here. Who here has done something entrepreneurial? For example, maybe you made your own website, maybe you had your own business. You in the back, sir, with the Vans shirt.
Me and my brothers rent a small straw company at my dad's farm for a couple years.
That's awesome. That's very good. So we got a little bit of an entrepreneurial spirit here. So we would have that opportunity here in Goodman to join the Brock Innovation Group, where you're able to do entrepreneurial endeavors. Now, I want to get specific into what each and every single one of these clubs mean, and maybe we can pinpoint where we can get you involved. Let's go into accounting first, the Accounting Students Association. So this is really for our networking workshops, whether we have a CPA professional come in, whether you want to work towards your CPA. This is obviously for our chartered professional accountants. This is our designation that you'd be looking towards. We also offer our Break the Case competition. Just like you were mentioning before, we have many case competitions, and this would be one where you're able to get together with a group of individuals or form a team, and you're able to analyze a case that would be in that accounting realm, and analyze maybe issues that may be prevalent and work towards it. Now, these are the types of skills that you're going to see through each and every single one of our clubs that are relevant, that you can take outside of your extracurricular career and your experience and bring them back into your courses in your classrooms. And I guarantee you're going to see a direct increase, whether that be in your academic performance or really just how content you are with your overall experience in Goodman. Now, the ASA also offers some amazing peer-to-peer mentoring for academics. So this is your opportunity to meet up with those upper year students, and they're able to provide you advice. They're able to walk you through some of the courses and tell you how you should really formulate your schedule and how you should make your studying. Now, finance. Maybe there's a couple people in here who are in finance. Anyone into crypto potentially, out of curiosity? Okay, we got one individual. I'm not a huge Bitcoin crypto guy myself, but maybe you could teach me a little bit more afterwards. But our Brock Finance Innovation Group is, our investment group, excuse me, is really, it has discussions into Forex, crypto, and more. And this is going to be your opportunity to learn more about finance if you don't know much about it right now. Maybe you can just build up those general finance skills, which is always a good thing moving forward, especially if you're going to be budgeting throughout the year. Or if this is something that you really want to be able to work on and improve your courses, this is your opportunity to get involved with the BFIG. Now, there's also a stock trading competition where we're able to simulate, trading real stocks, and we're able to pit different teams against one another to see who would make the most out of their investments and really emulate that stock market feel. Then we have women in business. So this is our opportunity for any individual here who is female and they're able to get involved in business. Now, one of the biggest things about WIB, or our Women in Business program, is that we don't want you just to have a voice in the conversation. We want you to have a seat at the table and really be able to make meaningful and impactful change, making sure that you're able to compete with every individual on an equal plane. In the realm of business. So we're able to have conversations in, for example, our Breaking the Bias conversation. We're able to have panel sessions and fireside chats with industry professionals, maybe an individual who has worked their way towards the top of their organization or is really an industry leader, our trailblazer in their relevant industry. And they're able to walk you through how they got up to their position and maybe provide some individual advice. They also have their amazing Rise competition, which I would highly encourage you to check out. Now, I also want to talk about our GCA, which are our consultants. So I believe you in the black shirt over there, you were talking about consulting before. So maybe this is something that you'd be interested in. We have our GCA, and what they really offer is our consulting boot camps and introductory sessions. So consulting is something that can sound very broad at first, but it gives you a wide range of opportunities to connect with businesses and different industries and see how you can best optimize their business strategies. Through the GCA, you're able to work on the Crack the Case competition. We've also had networking with Deloitte, EY, and different organizations that are in that professional field. And this will really give you your opportunity to maybe potentially work towards a co-op, an internship, or really just have a coffee conversation and see where you want to go in that business realm. So DASA, the Data Analytics Students Association. Let's get analytical here. So maybe we have a couple people here who have used Excel before. Maybe we've used Power BI. Maybe these terms are foreign and we're not 100% acquainted with these yet, but this is your opportunity to build those skills that employers are going to be looking for when we're analyzing different material or our business process if you have an internship or a co-op. The amazing thing is that they have guest speaker sessions where they have a professional come in. They're able to explain how they're able to, work within their specific industry, and also have a step-by-step skill building tutorials. One of the biggest things is that oftentimes you're not going to be able to. There's a bit of a curve to join a lot of these sessions. Maybe it's coding, for example. You're not sure how you could get into that. The nice thing about DASA is it gives you that opportunity to slowly ease into these amazing skills and work that into your general skill set and your resume at the end of the day. We've also had Python and data science conventions before, which is something that I would highly encourage anyone here, as it's something that's very, very in demand right now. And I would love to see how we can kind of incorporate that into your courses as well. Now, as I'm sure we all know, we've heard of DECA before. Maybe you've even participated in it. We're currently rebranding to Goodman ACE. Now, this is competition at its very best, kind of similar to Goodman JDCC, except, a little bit different, tweaked here and there. This is your other opportunity to have that professional competition, whether it's through our All-Star Summit, whether you're becoming a delegate and, you're being accepted for nationals, or maybe you want to go home and you want to bring home that gold and you want to work with your team to ensure that you're making Goodman you're putting Goodman's name out there and you're able to network with each individual as well. So these are really these opportunities that each club offers, and I think they're very, very unique. Now, we just got a last couple here. I just want to go over a few more. So marketing is something that's near and dear, as I've had many opportunities to join many of these clubs myself. BMA is marketing and more. So maybe you're an individual who likes to use Photoshop. Maybe you're Instagram or TikTok queen yourself, I'm not sure. But there's many opportunities for you to go here and learn those skills to make an amazing marketing portfolio. Oftentimes I've found whether you're going into an interview, you can talk about skills all you want, but it's one thing to talk about the skills that you have. It's another thing to be able to show the skills that you've worked for before and really have something to back that up. And I think the BMA is an amazing opportunity for that, as you're able to go out and build a marketing portfolio. You're able to show how you're able to represent your university organization. And maybe you're even working with a local community to work with their marketing presence and really up their brand as well. So we have our So You Think You Can Sell competition, which is something where you're able to emphasize the importance of marketing. You're able to work towards selling a product and a brand. And last two clubs I have here is Brock Innovation Group, which is our entrepreneurial focused club. As I mentioned before, whether it's Late Night with Big or Monster Pitch, this is where if you have an idea, imagine like Shark Tank, you're able to come down, you're able to pitch your idea to us, and there's real funding that you can potentially receive. Now, one of the amazing things that Brock Innovation Group also offered in our previous years was if you were able to win one of our competitions, you could go and spend the day with the CEO. So that individual who we selected was able to go and have that session with the CEO and really see what does their day-to-day look like, what would it be like to be a CEO, and maybe take a couple skills or create a new connection for their general resume. And lastly, JDC. Noah's already given an amazing introduction and explanation to what JDC is, so I won't go over that again, but again, for each and every single one of these amazing clubs, you have the tag on the left side here, so I would highly encourage you to check out, whether it be on Instagram, whether it be on Facebook, LinkedIn, certainly connect with the club and send them a direct message if it's something you're interested in getting involved in, or check out what's on their page right now to see where you can get involved. So I just want to go over a couple event highlights and some of the things I thought have been really, really amazing throughout my experience for Goodman. So we've had the Goodman Gala, which is your opportunity to dress up in very formal attire and spend time with your peers. The DECA All-Star competition was actually something that Noah and I have previously worked on together, and we're given a case competition where we had to work with a brand to solve what their marketing and their general business kind of process issues were, and we're able to work with them towards altering that and ensuring they had the best possible experience. As I mentioned, we had the Brock Innovation Group Envision CEO for a day, so that's something I think is really cool, where we're not just playing make-believe, it's not just pretend. You actually have opportunities to make those real connections and see what business is really like in the real world, and see the benefits of getting involved in the clubs here. One of the opportunities that I had, as well did Noah, is the CABS, which is the Canadian Association for Business Schools. We had a kind of like a national conference from each and every single one of the Canadian business schools, where we're able to go out and meet every single one of the business leaders from many different schools across Canada, and we're able to have conversations with them about what what their business school means to them, where they've been able to really work on their resume and highlight their resume, and also how they're able to be a experiential leader as well. So how they're able to offer the best experience. So I think being a part of the BSA means more than just simply going to clubs and attending events, but making those meaningful connections and building an experience at Goodman that it's going to be memorable for years after you graduate. So, if you're like me, you might have a little bit of Zoom fatigue. We've all been on those calls, whether it be Microsoft Teams or Zoom. And don't get me wrong, there's certainly advantages to online, but one thing we really want to emphasize this year is we want you to be out with us in person and have the opportunity to shake hands, give a hello, and really just see what it means to be a part of a group, be a part of something that's larger than just a Teams call, and really make those meaningful connections. We have greater productivity that way, we have a greater reach and enhanced experience, and we have a real connection where, maybe this is something that will stick with you outside of your Goodman career as well. So, you might be saying, Aiden, this sounds great. You've just thrown a lot of information my way. How would I get involved in this? So as I mentioned, you can follow us at Goodman BSA on LinkedIn or at Goodman BSA for Instagram. As well, we have our website, which is www.goodmanbsa.com. And what I would really encourage you to do is come out, meet me, meet many of my other amazing teammates on the Goodman BSA or any of the amazing clubs, and come out to our clubs fair on September 6th. If you look at our Instagram, you're gonna have more information about how you can come over to this amazing clubs fair. But this is gonna be an opportunity for you to come out, and maybe there's a club that's piqued your interest today. What you're gonna be able to do is, speak with a representative from that club, see if there's any opportunities for you to get involved, maybe in their leadership team, see what events they're gonna be hosting in the future, and really make your mark on Goodman, which I think is very fundamental. We're also gonna have amazing opportunities for maybe those individuals who are a little scared, coming from a high school campus, you're now on a university campus. This is a much larger scale. We're gonna have almost like a scavenger hunt where you're gonna be able to learn the layout of what Goodman is like, and also connect with our peers at Goodman. And lastly, we're also gonna have a coffee networking chat. So this is gonna be your first formal opportunity to have some candid conversations, what you're excited for at Goodman, maybe what you're nervous for. Tell me what your courses are like and how the BSA can support you moving forward. So I want to say first off, I'm excited to see you on campus, but I want to do one quick event. I'm not done with the little tricks or the little icebreakers here. I got one more before I let you go. So I need 2 individuals who are, interested in coming down and helping me out with something. I need, gotta be super brave here. Yes, you right there. I need one other individual. Let's see. You right there. Yes. Come on over. So yeah, give me a round of applause. We've got Lucas right here and Samaya. We've got Samaya right over here. Now, one of the amazing events that the TMA does is so you can sell. This is an opportunity for you to sell an item or sell a brand initiative here. What I want to do with Lewis and Samaya is I want to see what selling skills they have so far. So, Lewis, I want you to sell Samaya this marker. Give it your best shot. Let's see.
Samaya, what are you saying here? Vehicle. All right, so you're in class, right? And you want to make an impression on your classmates. And the first thing that everyone sees as a school is dry erase, marker board. And there's only so much you can use to draw this. What comes to mind when you think of dry erase board? What can you use on dry erase board? Whiteboard.
There it is. There it is. Now, Smile, what did you think? Would you buy the marker? Are you ready to point now? Smile, I have a question for you. Can you sell Lewis this chair? Let's hear it.
So you see everyone sitting down here, everyone's sitting standing up, right? Well, your professor, you're gonna be in, how long is your longest class? 2 hours. Okay, do you want to be standing for 2 hours? Do you want to sit down?
Yeah, sure.
Go ahead and take a seat, but I appreciate that. So, yes, sir.
Sorry, so I have a question.
Yep.
You said join several of these clubs. I was wondering how plausible in regards to time is it to be multiple? And what would you suggest? How many is too much or a reasonable amount for some people?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So for anyone who couldn't hear the question, it was how many clubs can you really get involved in, and what's a reasonable amount between juggling your courses or juggling the clubs that you want to get involved in? So what I would say to that is it all really depends on your level of involvement. You can either just be a general member and attend events. Anyone has the opportunity in Goodman to come out to our events. I would say if you just want to come to the events, maybe network, have a broad range, you can really attend as many as you want. There's no limit, and it's just really relative. Or I'd say that gap would be, or that stop would be really your courses and how you're able to juggle between those. But the nice thing is that the clubs really complement the courses, right? So there's always that opportunity there. If you want to be a director or work on the executive team, that's something maybe you want to focus a little bit more on 1 or 2 of our clubs. So that would be really an opportunity once you get into the club and see what works for you. You can juggle your schedule that way, but it's a really good question. Thank you. Perfect. So with that, I just want to say, while it may have seemed like an interesting activity, this is kind of on a small scale. I want to imagine a much larger scale where we're working with professional items. We're not working with markers and chairs. We're working with big scale ideas. We're working with professional products, and you're going to be working with professional organizations. Now, I want you to imagine where you're able to work on those skills, and Samaya and Lewis did an amazing job there, but I want you to imagine we work even harder and we work even further to really create a large presentation where you're able to sell a product. So, this is just a general brief recap of what the BSA is going to offer you. And I really hope this has given you a brief glance or a brief overview of how you can get involved. And I'm really looking forward to seeing you on campus and maybe seeing you at some of the events. So thank you so much.
Almost winding up the evening. Next, I would like to introduce you to Kristen, one of our Goodman student ambassadors. Hi, everyone. Can you hear me okay at the back? Thank you. All right, so I'm going to be going over a day in the life of a Goodman student. So my name's Kristen. Just a little bit about myself and my involvement going into this year. I'm going into my 4th year of BBA. As we mentioned, you can specialize in a certain subject area. I've chosen marketing for mine. I'm a Goodman ambassador this year, so you'll be seeing me representing Goodman at some of our events this year and at the Goodman Gate as well in our GSB main hallway. Also had the pleasure of working alongside Melissa for the past year as a marketing assistant at Goodman, and I'm a part of Brock Women Business, as Aiden told us about. I am our VP of Podcast Management, so you might listen to some of our podcasts, the Unapologetic Podcast. I've also included my email there if you wanted to reach me after today's presentation, as I know that it's a lot of information at you all at once. I tried to think back to when I was in 1st year and what I wanted to talk about and some of the concerns that I had going into this new chapter in my life. The first thing that came to mind was classes, and I learned that the hard way, that after your first kind of orientation week is over and all the fun events are kind of wrapped up, you do have to go to class. So I wanted to talk about the materials, the workload, exams, assignments. You guys have raised some concerns about that already today. Professors and TAs, and I heard this one too, how do I find my classes? So materials, textbooks, and technology, your professors will kind of cover in the first couple weeks what you will need, and if you will need textbooks and technology, you can usually get by with a laptop, but if there's anything additional, they will let you know. Workload is kind of different for everyone. Everyone experiences it differently. For your classes, there will be a lot of core classes, just kind of introduction classes. Exams and assignments. Exams are a big one. Going in, they can be super intimidating. But you will get through them, and you can get through them with the support of your professors and TAs as well. Which brings me to my next point. I wish I had learned this one early on, was visit your professors and TAs at their office hours. That one is huge. They want to see you there. And I learned this one actually in my 3rd year, so last year. And they will help you. They will take the time to go over material, and it does help a lot. I think my peers at the front can also attest to that as well. And how do I find your classes? They're going to be on your schedule, and there's building codes and then room numbers. For me, my best practice is to kind of just take a walk through the Goodman building. Most of your classes will be in the Goodman building or some of the larger lecture halls. So in the first, if it's possibility for you, take a walk through campus, find those classes beforehand so that when classes start on September 7th, it's not a huge shocker and you're not late to your first class. So we heard some really great presentations from Aiden and Noah about clubs and competitions. We have 9 undergraduate clubs. I actually learned today the 10th one is our graduate business club.
And then our student union, Brock University Students Union, or BUSU, has over 100 student-run clubs. So if you heard Aiden's presentation and you didn't really see a fit for you, we have a lot of interest-focused clubs through BUSU. Why join a club? We heard it from Aiden as well. It's a really great opportunity to meet your peers. It's a really great opportunity to network, to get involved on campus, and to develop your own professional skills. You can hear about our clubs on September 6th and 7th. And as I mentioned, I'm a part of Brock Women in Business, so I have taken on the podcast role. I record our podcasts, and already this has helped me with my networking skills and my conversation skills, which are key to networking. Just by finding, our external speakers, which are business professionals, and having very just natural conversations with them. So a little bit about where you'll be spending your time on campus. We have athletics. We've heard about Experience View, and we have our campus-wide co-curriculum. So a pro tip is attend your orientation week events. There's going to be a lot of events during your first week here. A lot of them, they're a lot of fun. It's a great way, again, to meet people. We have some solid study spots on campus, the library being one of them. The Goodman Atrium is another one. And we have some dining options as well that I wanted to speak to. If you're in residence, your residents will have dining buildings, and then we have our main option, which is market. And as well, we have athletics and recreation. So we have intramurals through our Brock Recreation, which are a great way, again, to get involved and to meet people, to take on a leadership role as well. Those are a lot of fun. And then we have our gym. You might have seen it before you came in today. It's newly renovated, so I like to spend time there. It's a great way to stay active. Working on campus. So as I mentioned, I am in the marketing department at Goodman. How did I find my current position? Career Zone. So Career Zone is like an internal job portal. We post our job postings on there, but it's not just limited to that. They do resume and cover letter review. So if you are in co-op or you're looking to have your cover letters and resumes looked over before you apply for jobs, that's a great resource to hang on to and keep that in the back of your mind as you're going through your years here. And then they also offer professional development workshops. So your networking, interview tips, you would go to Career Zone to find those. And they pretty much are just a workshop where they tell you how to do these things. And I didn't know how to do very much of this, but by going to those workshops and events, that's how I kind of landed my job here at Goodman. And then finally, I wanted to speak to the campus-wide co-curriculum certificate program that we have here, or the CWC. So if you don't find that you have time for a job on campus, or you don't have the co-op option, the CWC is a great way to get involved on campus and to show your future employers that you've gotten involved on campus in some capacity that isn't necessarily work experience. So when you go to your orientation week events, you are working towards your CWC certificate. Next, I just wanted to speak to residence life with a show of hands. Who here will be staying in residence? Awesome. Village. If you have any village specific questions, I'm happy to answer those. Just some tips for residents that I find will be helpful. Remember to only bring the allowed items for an easy day. Your residents' dons will be super happy. Your dons are, they kind of just look over you. If you need support during your time on residence, you go to your dons. And then there's also activities and events throughout your time on residence. So look out for those. It's a great way to meet people in your on your floor or in your court. And move-in day will take place on September 3rd, 4th, or 5th, depending on your residence. Laura also spoke about our student services. So I'll just quickly run over those. If you have any questions about your classes, your schedule, you can go to your academic advisors through the Goodman portal. They will love if you reach them through the Goodman portal and not email, so just make sure that you remember that. Again, we have A to Z learning services, so that's all of your papers where you can get them reviewed if you need help with classes, tutoring. And then I just wanted to mention our mental health support around exam time when assignments get heavy. We want you to look towards the support that we have here on campus. So we offer personal counseling services, and then our wellness offers workshops throughout the year where you can just meet students, talk about your struggles. There's mental health activities that you can go through just to have that support. Finally, I just wanted to end off with some tips and advice of what I wish I knew going into my first year. Go to class, it's very important. It seems so obvious. It does, it's like, oh, I'm here to go to class, and then you miss one, and then you get into the habit of not going. It's really easy to skip class, but you don't want to get behind because it's harder to catch up once you fall behind. And again, it's so important, visit office hours, build that relationship with your professors and your TAs early on, because if you are struggling in a class, you don't want to go to them, a week before exam times and say, hey, I need to pass this class. You want them to see early on that you are putting in that effort and you are trying. As you get up into upper years as well, you might need a reference from a professor or a TA, and you don't want to ask them if they don't know who you are. You want to make sure that you're asking them and that they can kind of back up your experience and your work ethic. So that one is key. Another one is get involved on campus. As I was going through this presentation, I could not believe that I was writing fourth year BBA. It feels like I'm still in first year. And I wish that I had gotten involved in clubs a lot sooner than I did. It goes by really fast. It sounds so cliche, but make sure that you are making the most of your time here and your experience here. It's only going to help you as you get into the upper years, because when you are looking for your job, you've already built those connections, you've built those skills. You can get up in front of an audience and speak, and you've worked on time management, things like that. Another one is take time to recharge. Know what you can handle early on. In my second year, I remember I took on way too much. I was trying to wear all the hats, and it became really difficult to keep up with everything. So take time to recharge, know what you can handle. It's different for everybody. Develop good study habits early on. Put away distractions. You think going in that you have good study habits, and then you find out that you're not doing as well as you thought you might have. So you need to kind of change around your study habits. Which brings me to my next point. If your grades drop, that is okay. It happened to me, might have happened to the guys up at the front. It happens and it's okay. It's a different ballgame when you make this jump into university. So make sure that you develop those study habits and just correct for next time. I do want to open it up for any questions. If I've missed anything or you want me to elaborate on something, please let me know. Yeah.
The reaching out to professors, you said office hours?
Yeah.
So where would we go? Where would we go?
Okay, yeah. So if you didn't hear the question, it was about office hours and where you go, where to find your professor. So in your first week of classes, it will likely be going over the syllabus. The syllabus in your class is where you're going to find all your information for the year. Professors are going to include their office hours, so it will be on a certain day and time, and you can find them at their office or online. They will specify in the syllabus. Yeah, you're welcome. Any other questions? I don't see any hands, so thank you so much for your time, and I wish you guys all the best in the next 4 years at Goodman.
Just to add on to one of Kristen's points about going to classes. So I'm Laurier alum, but I did spend my first year at Brock, and there was a class where students just stopped showing up because the professor was maybe not the most engaging professor. But she showed all of us because she sprang a surprise test on us and we all failed it. So showing up to class and paying attention, incredibly important. Also, I'm noticing again, some people are leaving. I just want to thank everyone who has stayed. We have one more speaker tonight, and then I will wrap things up. So I would like to welcome Jeremy.
All right, everyone. First of all, congratulations on accepting your offer here at Brock and Goodman School of Business. I wanted to talk about a little bit of how to succeed as a Goodman student. And I remember being in your shoes 5 years ago. So let me first introduce myself. So in terms of what I'm going to be speaking about, I'm going to be speaking about the 3 Ps. And it's passion, perseverance, and professionalism. And these are Goodman values that have helped me succeed as a Goodman student. And now I'm actually currently a Goodman alumni in 2 programs here at Brock University with the Goodman School of Business. So let me first begin with a little bit about myself. My name is Yarni Shaprest, and I was part of the BAC program, which is the Bachelor of Accounting program co-op honors here at Brock University. I recently graduated in June this year, and I also continued on my education with the Masters of Accounting here at Brock University, which I completely finished it. It's a 7-month course for those of you in accounting and who want to pursue your CPA designation. Could I have a hand for those who are in BAC co-op? Yeah, so most of you are, I would say, who want to become a CPA. MAC here is a great initiative here by Brock. It's a 7-month program, and you write the CFE in September. So that's something for me to look forward to. In terms of major involvements, if you notice, all of the students that came up here today have their involvement in some type of form or way with Goodman. And we've all developed our own personalities through these different initiatives. I started off with A-Team Ambassador because I myself joined A-Team in my first year. Before I was a high school student, I came here really eager to know how I could succeed as a Goodman student myself. And the A-Team Ambassador helped me because I also met students like myself right now who had the different experiences, and I got to talk with them, network with them, and I learned what really suited myself as a student to be successful. I am also currently a research assistant with one of the professors. So for those of you who actually have a good relationship with your professors, you can easily become a research assistant and learn about the different researches professors actually do on the side of being and teaching students. I joined BSA, which was my first thing when I joined, which was in 2nd year. I was a bookkeeper. I moved on being a social media coordinator, and from then I became an executive assistant. I've actually worked with Noah before, as well as Aiden. I also, in my last year in my BAC, so my bachelor undergrad, I was the president of ASA, so the Accounting Students Association. And this really showed me that, you know, with co-op, I already had a full-time offer and so on, but I continued to keep getting involved in Brock and with Goodman especially, and why. And soon enough, throughout the slides, I will definitely explain why I did and how you can be successful as well. Regarding JDCC, it has been one of my best experiences here at Brock. I was actually with your brother, Kristen. So we won Goodman School of Business won School of the Year actually at JDCC, and that was my first time I actually got involved with this team. It's a great way to show your initiative and really, you know, try out. And I definitely know that there was different sections within JDCC, so it doesn't even matter if you're into academics or into competitions. You could be part of, you know, the academics. You could be part of the sports. So it was really good for me to get involved and meet students like myself to actually go throughout the years with, because many of them became my lifelong friends. And this is something that helped me succeed as a student as well, especially for you guys being first years or first joining Goodman. I think initiating in teams like this, you get to, really encourage yourselves to go out of, take risks out there and network with people who have different experiences as you, because in a team like that, it's 40 students and they all have different aspects, different years, different career paths, and it's really nice to get involved that way. So with JDCC, I've been there for many years, and actually this year I'm going to be a godparent. So if you guys join the team this year, you'll get to see me there as well. I will definitely be there to guide you guys. So hopefully our team definitely brings back the trophy here. In terms of major achievements, in June when I graduated, before that I got the Co-op Student of the Year, which is given to Brock University students all throughout Brock, which was something that was a really big achievement for myself. But as well as when I graduated, I got the Brock Spirit Award when I graduated, which was by the Board of Trustees. And why I put my achievements up there is not because I'm trying to showcase that I got these achievements, but you are able to get these achievements and really showcase yourself. I think the biggest thing that helps you succeed is you do it for yourself. Remember, you're a brand. You have to put your name out there. You need to get involved and put yourself out there so people know about you. When you do, people acknowledge that, and definitely you are, you have the privilege to do so with all these different BSA and BSA clubs. And so that's why, your achievements never go unshown. You put your time, you put your effort, and they're definitely going to be recognized at Goodman School of Business. So remember I was talking about the 3 Ps? Well, I wanted to talk about a little bit of each and what they really mean to help you succeed throughout not only your first year, but throughout your time here at Goodman. In terms of passion, I think the biggest thing here is your love for business. Really, sitting in class is one thing, but sitting in class to learn is another thing. Sometimes it does get, it's a long class, you have 3 hours, but then you know what, if you put your determination in it, that's one part, and then you'll definitely succeed in learning new things. I remember I was a BX student and I used to be like, why am I taking a humanities course? But it really helped me with time management. It helped me to showcase that I really do love business, and the classes that I was in was what it was for me. Another thing is focus on your studies and your academics. One part about being, successful is definitely you want to be at the end in the finish line. You want to cross the stage. You want to make your parents proud. But at the same time, getting involved helps you also make you who you are. I've seen a lot of the students throughout my year use these and got involved only for the purposes of their resume. But you see those people who are successful today are the ones who, even though they used it for their resume, they also kept joining these different clubs to help betterment themselves and help them in terms of communication, in terms of networking, and so on. And so in terms of perseverance, you can't be afraid to ask questions. I think that's one of the biggest things. And like Christian mentioned, like when there's office hours, going into the office hours, asking for help, the profs are there to help you. Same thing with that. There's so many different resources on campus that can help you be successful. We have Career Zone, we have the co-op office, we have the academic side department that helps you too. Each of your profs will help you if you need questions. And the profs understand you guys are all human beings, right? Each of you have your own way of studying and own way of being successful. But I think once you know how you're studying and what you need help in, when you reach out, that's the best part, is you know exactly what you need and what you're reaching out for help. Another thing is, don't worry about your goals. Don't worry about your grades. I think the biggest thing is, like we all mentioned, there is going to be ups and downs, but the best thing is to learn from your mistakes, and that's what's going to help you succeed. I remember BAC being one of it's a really hard program in terms of the number of scheduling and stuff and co-op and so on. But I think that once you time manage and you really get involved, it shows you that, like when I used to get involved, I think the best part about that was it took my mind off of school. It gave me a little time to, focus on other things. And then when I came back to study, I was more predominant in actually, learning the stuff, and I actually, it helped me in certain ways. So in terms of professionalism, I think it's important to show up on time. You really need to be, you are your brand. Another thing is when you're outside in co-op and so on, you're representing Goodman. You're representing the school and you're representing yourselves. And I think those are the things that you need to make sure that in order for you to succeed, you are representing yourselves and you putting your brand out there. Your name is out there and now you're in the real world. It's okay to have fun and stuff like that. I think, the first week of school was one of the most memorable as well. But, keep getting involved so you get those different types of experiences throughout your year. And you're not just ending off the year by saying, or ending off your 4 years saying that I was not involved, I didn't know what I was doing. I would just went to class, came back, got marks, and then I passed. You want to have something to be remembered your past by. And I think those were the biggest things that helped me with this was the values to remember, which was passion, perseverance, and professionalism. In terms of my personal experience, I have a few things up here that helped me personally. First of all, success is what you determine it to be. Don't compare yourself to other people. That's not going to do you well. What you need to do is you need to have your goals and set it. When you choose your own path, you are successful. When you set those small goals one at a time and you achieve it, that is your success. I think a lot of times we try to compare ourselves to other people and we say that that is success, but it really isn't. It's what you determine it to be, and you have the resources that you're provided with. Never give up. I think this was one thing that I learned a lot was, always keep trying. You're gonna make mistakes. And when you make mistakes, it's okay to make mistakes. You just learn from them. It's how you learn from them. I will tell you, like when I came from undergrad to master's, the amount of course load was epic. Like I thought bachelor's and undergrad was something else. Master's was another thing. It's about you and how you can, how you know yourself. And this is why getting involved helps you get to know yourself a little more better, because it helps you with the other things of being all-rounded rather than just the marks. Marks is not everything. It's you and yourself and your personality that will get you far. I think getting involved was one of the biggest things. I will tell you, and I think we all mentioned it, getting involved is going to help you with a lot of things in terms of your soft skills. And when you go into, how many of you are in co-op, in the co-op programs? Yeah, majority of you. And even for those who are not in the co-op, eventually you're going to get a job. And eventually you're going to hear from your profs and from the co-op office, soft skills are important. And I think the biggest thing that these experiences do in getting involved is emphasizing on your soft skills and basically, being able to take a step and get out of your comfort zone, which is going to be important in the real life. Another thing is definitely becoming a networking. What this is, you guys coming out today and spending your summer day to get to know and, learn a little more about Goodman is a great start. I think what you guys got to do now is, look forward into learning a little more, seeing what you like, which associations you want to get involved with, and then actually starting to make that, set a goal and actually accomplish it by actually joining them. You guys will definitely, have resources and other people, and as you meet students like us, you'll definitely start to learn and connect with us, because you definitely see how years go by and how everyone grows up. And now a lot of the people that I knew from JDCC are now all in their own work offices and so on. And it's really great to connect with them on that term and level. Another thing I think is using the resources provided. Like I said, we have so many different resources. I think the most important is how you use them. If you're not doing well in class, if you're not doing well in something and you have a certain, mindset that how am I going to change my co-op route if this is, because in certain co-op programs, you have to have those prerequisites. If you're doing bad, there's not a problem. You go to the academic advisors, you talk to them, you go to the co-op office, you talk to them, and they help you set another schedule or timeline. Obviously, you need to be successful and you need to push yourself, that's one thing. But if you have a little bump in the way, it's not a problem. You guys can get through it. Finally, I think the setting the goal and making the mistakes are the biggest thing. Setting a goal for yourself, set a goal that will help you and make you wanna, encourage your character or your personality, and it will help you determine who you are as a person. By the time you come from first year to fourth year, you will notice a huge jump in how you work and your things that you want to get involved in. For example, a lot of you are not into consulting, but maybe later on in the future you're into cryptocurrency or consulting, and then that you get involved in that. And finally, making mistakes. I think that was the biggest thing for me, is don't put too much pressure on yourselves in terms of academics. You will do fine if you set your goals, have time management skills and everything involved. I think the biggest thing is to really make yourself known, put yourself out there as a brand, and then make yourself not like acknowledged and known, because that's what workers and everything else in the real world when it comes to professionalism is what is going to be out there. You're going to be with so many different universities, so many different interns, and I think that's what you will need to determine is who you are as a person. If you know yourself, everyone else will get to know you better. With that, thank you. That's a little bit about me. Feel free to reach out on LinkedIn, Instagram, or Facebook. They're all Yarni Chakras. I will take any questions if anyone has any. Yeah? Sorry? What was the hardest class? Yeah. Class, okay. So he asked in the back, what was the hardest class for me? I think for me in accounting, a lot of the accounting classes are very hard. You're gonna start understanding that. I think financial reporting was one of the hardest. And as you guys go throughout the years, you will make friends within your program. And within your program, you guys would have heard someone from the year prior to you talk about a class that was hard and so on. I think one of it is in the fourth year. It's called consolidation, and it's the final financial reporting. But you know what? When you go into masters, you start thinking and you start seeing that the undergrad courses are not as hard as you think, because now you're combining it to actually pass the CFE. So I think attending these classes is going to be a big thing for anyone, whether you're in BBA or accounting. It's how you time manage. But for me, it was the financial reporting class in fourth year. But I think that comes for anything. I think you guys need to, get prepared for all your classes, and sooner or later you'll see which ones are the easier ones and which one are the harder ones for you to go by or about with. Any other questions? Yeah.
Yeah, so I have a question about sort of co-opting extracurriculars.
Mm-hmm.
So you mentioned how one challenge you faced was co-opting from working all of a sudden for 4 months and then going back to your full classes to pick up credits. How do you still stay involved in extracurriculars while you're involved? Because you're not there. You might be in Toronto, you might be here, you might be there, you might be international.
That's actually a really good question. So there's so many different ways to get involved. So for me, what happened was it's time management. A lot of it is time management and how well you're able to time manage your time. For me, I was in Toronto with RSM, and I had my co-op work terms. Now, I got a full-time offer by the time I was in my fourth work term, but I was still getting involved, and I'm still involved today. So how was that possible? I think what I did was I listed out the things that were important to me. And I think that's important for all of you to do. So for example, if I wanted to get involved in something, for example, ASA, and I had the opportunity, and sometimes you get the opportunities out of nowhere. For example, the ASA presidency was out of nowhere, and I got the opportunity and I said, okay, I've been with BSA for so long, maybe this is an opportunity for me to start leading something. And I did. With that, it helped me because at that time I was in accounting and I was in my fourth year. So it really helped me get involved and meet other people or other professionals out there We got sponsors from KPMG, RSM, the big four accounting firms. So, you know, it helped me network. At the same time, it helped me study because I was in the Accounting Students Association. So a lot of the events were about accounting and so on, and how to be professional in that area and place. But at the same time, in your co-ops too, for a lot of you, you guys get opportunities to be ambassadors for Brock. So that's another thing. Like I was an RSM ambassador for Brock here. So you can also get those ways to get involved from the external side too with your firm. And I feel like a lot of firms, they really like your involvement, and that's what's gonna help you succeed, because that's what makes you a shining star compared to a lot of other students. You're gonna be in a room like this in your co-op class. It's gonna start off with 400 students. I am not lying. That's what we started off with. We started off with 400 students. How are you gonna make yourself known, shine as a shining star, because everyone wants to network with this one firm? So these little things are important to acknowledge. And so, you know, getting involved is one part of it, but at the same time, learning through your involvement and continuing to get involved is another part of it, where that shows that you're not there for the resume purposes, but you're also there to actually make an impact in school. So I hope that helped.
So say like, in terms of logistics of it, it'd be like good time management, but also picking and choosing the thoughts.
Correct, exactly. Exactly what you're prioritizing, right? If you want to get involved and you want to learn about cryptocurrency, why don't you join BFIG, right? That helps you with both sides of it. You're getting involved, you're learning something new, right? So it's you and your passions and what you really want to learn. Anything else? Okay, perfect. So if you guys have any other questions, you can always feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn and so on. And guys, good luck for your 4 years. This is just the beginning. You're gonna look back at this and you're gonna see that you've grown. So good luck, and hope everything works out well.
So let's give a round of applause to all our speakers. Before I wrap up, does anyone have any other questions? Maybe for any of our speakers, anything in general? Okay.
For Tuesday, September 6th, when we have like the bigger orientation.
Yep.
I've got one email link from Brock saying there's one from Goodman, but they're both at the same time. Is that the same? Okay.
So the one that you get from Brock is for the big welcome that starts at 9 o'clock. It's from 9 to 10. The other one comes from me, and that one is the Goodman faculty orientation that starts at 10:15. So if you've signed up for the big welcome in the gym, which is just down the hall, then you'll be ushered out and you'll be brought to the Goodman faculty orientation that starts at 10:15 or 10:30. Any other questions? And I'll note the confirmation email where to show up and all of that stuff will go out on Thursday. Any other questions? Yeah.
Regarding residents, is there any tours specifically for it?
I believe there are. I do see our campus tour guides eagerly waiting for you at the back. I'm going to say probably check with them because they'll have a better answer than I will for anything regarding residence tours. Any other questions? Yeah.
How would you go about declaring a minor?
You want to talk to your academic advisor.
Thank you.
For first year, I think it's Steve. I want to say it. Yes, Kristen's saying yes. Steve, I'm not going to butcher his last name. He's crazy. So I want to thank you all for coming and for being such good guests for our speakers. I hope you learned a lot. For anyone who signed up for a campus tour or wants to join a campus tour, please stay here and we'll get you divided up. Otherwise, everyone have a good night.